Okay, so now that we have our modal finally working, we're gonna actually make it look good. So there's gonna be 3 different states. There's gonna be login, there's gonna be sign up, and there's gonna be a forgot your password. And so we're gonna add all those 3 things into the same modal and then swap between templates for what it looks like. So we're gonna go into our modal login component and we're gonna type in div class equals container. And then we're gonna have div class equals login dash template. Then we're gonna have p login, and then input type equals text, placeholder equals email, and then we'll duplicate it. And we'll have the second placeholder be password. And then we're gonna have an anchor tag. Now usually anchor tags are used to link to other websites, but we're gonna use them to look like they're anchor tags but swap between our templates. So we're gonna set our href to be JavaScript :semicolon. And this is just gonna stop, oh, we need to put that in quotes. This is just going to stop our link from actually trying to bring us to a different website. And then we are going to say don't have an account, ? Click here to sign up. And then we're going to do another one that says forgot your password. Now we're going to refresh our page. And you'll see, okay, so we forgot to delete the stuff up here, so we're going to delete that. Okay, so we're going to set this stuff as a display flex. That way everything goes up and down in our login template. So we're going to say display flex, flex direction is column. Cool. Now we're going to go to our container and we're going to say height is 100%. So that should bring it to 100% of the modal. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for our login template. Height is 100%. And now we can expand things. So then we're going to give this a margin of, let's say, like 3%. And that'll push everything in, which is looking quite a bit better already. And then we're going to copy these things. So this is going to be for our container. We'll go to our modal login component and just type in dot container, and then paste that stuff in. And then we have our login template. Oops, I did that a second time. Login dash template. Okay. And then we'll paste that in there. So now our next step that we could do would be to style these inputs to make them look good. However, this is sort of a waste of time because we're using Ionic, so we can actually just use something called Ion input. And you'll notice if I type that in, we can go to the Ionic documentation, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here. So we can grab like buttons. So there's like Ion button that are already styled to look a certain way so that you don't have to do it. If you saw the CSS tutorial, you'll remember that we did something called Bootstrap. We imported that into our project and it gave us a bunch of different stuff to use. This is sort of like that. It's not Bootstrap, so it's not the same, but Ionic does provide us with a bunch of different inputs and other components to make things look good. So we're going to go to Angular, and then we're just going to straight up copy this Ion input with placeholder. And we're just going to delete our input. And then refresh our page and see what that looks like. Okay, So we are going to style it a little bit because I don't exactly like the fact that there's no border. So I'm going to right click it and we're just going to type in border 1 pixel solid light gray. Yeah, and that looks pretty good. We're going to type in border dash radius 5 pixels, and you're going to notice as soon as we type in pixels, the sides will get a little bit rounder. To really show what this does, I'll increase it by a bunch. You can see it went sort of circular. We're going to bring it back down to 5 pixels, and then we're just going to apply this to our ion input. And if you're wondering why every time I click I have 2 projects and 2 tabs open, it's just because I already created the project and I'm cross-referencing it as I go. So we actually made a bit of a mistake. You'll notice that these inputs are too big. It's because we set our login template's height to 100%. We can just let it automatically expand if we want to. So a quick way to get rid of that is just to get rid of this height 100%. We could leave it as 100% and then manually set the input's height, but I feel like this will be a little bit easier. So we're gonna click our ion input and give it a margin dash bottom of like 1%, maybe a little bit more. I'll go with, yeah, you know what, 1% is fine. So I'm gonna give it a margin bottom here. Then we're going to take our login header and we're going to say font size, whoops, probably like 25 pixels. It's a bit big. I'll go 23. So we're just going to say header, font size, and we're going to give it 23 pixels. Now we didn't actually specify a class here, so we need to make sure we give it a class of header. We'll actually set that to header text just to make it a little bit more descriptive. Yeah, we'll save our changes and refresh. Okay, awesome. So that's looking a little bit better. Next, we're going to right click our don't have an account. And we are going to say margin dash top and make it like 2%. And we're going to do that for the second one too. So we're just going to add that into our HTML. We're going to give this a class equal to change dash template dash link. And then we're going to give the second one the same class. So then we'll add change dash template dash link. And then we are going to say margin dash top 1%. Okay, so that's looking quite a bit better. Next, we need to add a login button. So remember, we could use an HTML button like this, but we're actually just going to use an ion button. And the color is going to equal primary, which makes it dark blue. A list of those are on the Ionic web page. And it's just going to say login. We'll refresh once more. Okay, now we have this login button. So we're gonna say class equals submit dash button. Oh, not login, submit dash button. And then we're gonna also give that a margin top of 1%. So I actually kind of want to give it a bit more of a margin. I might even give more to these links up here too. Give those 3. It's kind of hard to tell until you have everything laid out like this. Okay, so that's looking good to me now. I don't like that it's so far up though. We could give it a margin bottom instead of a margin top actually, and then it wouldn't push so far away. See what I mean? Now if we go to our button, we can remove the margin top, and that's looking a lot better. Okay, so our button doesn't need a margin. And then our anchor tags are going to have a margin bottom of 3%. And did we change our ion input? Margin bottom to 3%. Yeah. So now we'll refresh. And we'll click login. Okay, so that's looking a lot better now. Okay, so now that we've created our login template, we are going to use these exact same HTML tags in order to build our other template. But we don't actually need to make a brand new template. We just need to swap the values inside of our login template to match our sign up template. So for example, our sign up template is going to have a header text that says sign up. It's also going to need an email and password. And it's also going to need to link back to your forgot your password page and your login page. And it's also going to need to have a submit button called sign up. So because of that, we're going to use the exact same thing and swap the values out in between them. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? So we're going to have a variable called login text, or sorry, it's going to be header text. And we're just going to set it equal to login. Now, if we go to our modal-login.component, we can, in these double curly brackets, put header text. It needs to be spelled exactly the same as it is here. And you'll notice if we refresh our page and we click login, it'll say login. Now, if we set our header text to be like sign up, and now it says sign up. So this is essentially what we're going to do. We're going to have a state variable, and as soon as our program loads, this dot state is going to equal login. So once again, we'll refresh our page. It's still going to say sign up, but we do have that state. We're actually going to have a function called change state, and we're going to send our state in, and we're going to say this dot state equals state. So instead of doing this dot state equals login, we're going to call this dot change state, and we're going to send in login, and we can leave it as lowercase letters. So now when we call change state, it'll send in the variable state, and then we'll say this dot state up top, our global state variable, will equal the state sent in. So this will essentially equal login, and then it would be saying this dot state equals login. Hopefully that's not too confusing. So then we're going to say if this dot state equals login, then we're going to set this dot header text equal to login. Else if this dot state equals sign up, this dot header text equals sign up. Else if this dot state equals forgot password, then this dot header text equals forgot password. And now, as soon as it loads, we're going to call change state login. So it's going to say if this dot state equals login, then this dot header text equals login. Then on this link that we now have, which is don't have an account, click here to sign up. we're going to type in click equals change state, and then in single quotes, we're going to put in sign up. Then we're going to copy it and do the exact same thing, but for forgot password. Now if we load up our modal, you'll see it says login by default, and if we click this don't have an account, click here to sign up, it's going to change our header to say sign up, and same with forgot password. We can actually use this header text on our login button too. Now if we click login, you'll notice that it switches between them. Actually, it would probably look a little bit better if we just set this to submit. That would be fine. Now we're gonna have another link that says change state login, and it's gonna say already have an account ? Click here to log in. And now we'll be able to swap between all three states, oh, it didn't like that at all. It isn't fitting all three links in there. However, that's actually okay, because we're never gonna have all three links on the screen at one time, because we only want our click here to log in link to be there if state does not equal login. And then we only want our sign up to be there if state does not equal sign up. And we only want our forgot password to be there. We actually only want our password to be there if our state equals login. Right? You don't want to display forgot your password when you're signing up. That wouldn't make any sense. So rather than the exclamation mark means does not equal, and the double equal sign is a comparison for equals. If we set it to 1 equals, it would actually set our state to equal login. So the double equals is a comparison. So we're going to display click here to log in if our state isn't logged in already. Same with sign up, and then on forgot your password, we're only going to display that on login. So now if we click login, you're going to notice that we don't see the click here to log in. If we click sign up, it'll say already have an account, click here to log in. And then if we forgot our password, it'll say already have an account, click here to log in, don't have an account, click here to sign up. Okay, so now we're swapping between these states, and that's going to allow us to programmatically figure out when we click the submit button what we're doing. So if our state is login and we click submit, we're going to call a login function for Firebase. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense.